In the UFC, Khamzat Chimaev has one finish outside of the first round. That was in his UFC debut against John Phillips. For some context, John Phillips is 1-5 in his last 6, and that one win is a early KO, 17 seconds into the fight. Could be a fluke, could not, but that's not the point. Khamzat Chimaev has 0 finishes outside of the first 3 minutes of his fights. So guys, can you please tell me how the fuck is he going to beat Robert Whittaker in a 5-round fight? I believe this fight is still 5 rounds. It was originally scheduled at 5 rounds. It doesn't make sense to make it 3 rounds now. Co-main event is I believe it's still 5 rounds. How is he going to beat Robert Whittaker? Robert Whittaker probably goes into this fight knowing, okay, he has 3.5 minutes of cardio. 3.5 minutes of cardio. I have 3.5 minutes to stay on my bike. 3.5 minutes to weather the storm, be ready for the storm. He probably doesn't even be aggressive in the first round. He might even give up the first round. His main goal is don't get finished. Then the second round starts. What threat is there in the second round? The third of the takedown's gone because he's gassed. Khamzat's gassed. You know, I thought Khamzat was going to take a different approach in the Kamaru Usman fight. Kamaru Usman fight told me that Khamzat he's sticking to his guns. All gas, no brakes, first round. He was a little more conservative of his cardio, but it didn't help him because in the second round we saw he was gassed. His hand speed slows down significantly. His power slows down significantly. He doesn't even shoot takedowns really after the first round. I saw Kamaru Usman fresh off the couch on 8 days' notice. Fresh off the couch, out of shape. He was out of shape. He was gassed in that second round as well. Out of shape. Pushed Khamzat Chimaev to the brink. And a lot of people tell me Khamzat was injured in that fight. His hand was hurt. Well, that's just something we're just going to have to get used to. That's Khamzat Chimaev. You know, Khamzat Chimaev was injured in the Gilbert Burns fight. Might be a reason why he finishes fights early. I look at it, and it's unlucky, but that just might be who he is. I look at Peter Yan. Peter Yan gets injured in every single fight. He just beat Song Yadong, and he tore his fucking groin to his pinky toe. He tore all those muscles. That just might be who he is. Alex Poatan Pereira, injured all the time. Something's always wrong. In the fight, before the fight, something's always wrong. But these guys still find ways to win. And so is Khamzat. He's undefeated for crying out loud. But 5 rounds, Robert Whittaker, who's going to take the first round off, let you throw your best shots at him, let you throw your best takedowns at him, try all the submissions you want. And yes, can he get a finish in the first 3 rounds? Absolutely. He can finish anybody in the first 3 rounds. He might be the best fighter of all time in the first 3 minutes, But after that, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, against Robert Whittaker, who has great cardio, who's already, he's going to be much faster, much quicker, much more technical, ready to stuff takedowns that have less effort than the first one that he stuffed, or that he might have been taken down by, but it's going to be much less effort, much less strength. How does he beat Robert Whittaker? He fought Gilbert Burns at 170. Yes, that was at 170, but he was a much smaller guy. He was a much smaller guy at 170. He was struggling to make weight after you saw he missed but he was sick. You know, he had to stop cutting weight. He's bulked up more. So now I don't even know if he can make 185 comfortably. But at 170, he was a much smaller guy. So it was 170. It's not like he was just drained. It was a hard weight cut. He was a much smaller guy. I don't look at his weight cut to 170 like Alex Pereira's weight cut to 185. And even then, Alex Pereira was still dominating guys. I'm not trying to compare him to Alex Pereira, but I'm just trying to give you context here. Gilbert Burns pushed this guy to the brink. He couldn't even take Gilbert Burns down after the first round. And if he did, Gilbert Burns right back up. And on the feet, Gilbert Burns is not that great. But he was lighting Khamzat up. Kamaru Usman, like I said, off the couch, gassed, out of shape, 6 days notice, no training camp. Was holding his own against the feet and maybe even winning at times. Robert Whittaker is a much better striker. He's not the same wrestler Kamaru Usman is, but he's not going to offensively wrestle. He doesn't need to. And his takedown defense, it's not as good as Kamaru Usman's, obviously. A guy who's only been taken down twice in his UFC career. Khamzat was the second guy to take him down. So Robert Whittaker's going to get taken down in the first round. He's going to get taken down. He just has to weather the storm. Don't give up your back. Don't get mounted. Close your guard. How does Robert Whittaker lose this fight if it goes past 3 minutes? You tell me he's going to outstrike Robert? He's going to do more damage than Robert? Robert's chinny? Yes. Yes, you're right. But Khamzat Chimaev, power, he loses 30% power. You know, it's like in a video game when you get your leg kicks checked too much and your stars go down. He's reduced. His punch power is reduced 30% after 3 minutes and 30 seconds. His takedowns reduced 30%. He almost becomes handicapped. No way. I cannot see Robert Whittaker losing this fight unless Khamzat Chimaev runs in on him, chins him in the first 3 minutes, runs in on him, dumps him down, takes his back, chokes. I just cannot see it. He almost had Kamaru Usman in the first round. So it's very, very likely. Not very likely, but it can happen. Like I said, he might be the best fighter to ever fight. If it was just 3-minute fights, he would be the GOAT. He would be the GOAT. And he almost had Kamaru Usman, like I said. If it wasn't for Kamaru Usman jumping back, praying to God that he loses his grip, he would be in trouble. Not jumping back, jumping forward. He might have got rear naked choked. So early on, Khamzat's always going to be a threat. That's obvious. That's why I named the title. He has 3 minutes to beat Robert Whittaker. Because after that, man, if I'm Robert Whittaker and this fight goes to the second round, I'm on the stool and I'm looking at Khamzat Chimaev, I'm confident as hell. I'm still going to be fast. I'm going to have much more cardio left in the tank. I'm confident as hell. Khamzat Chimaev keeps putting on all this muscle, which is going to hurt his cardio even more. He should have stayed lean. He's putting on all this muscle. Before we know it, Khamzat Chimaev's going to have to go up to 205. And this fight still might not take place. I'm not sold that this fight takes place until Bruce Buffer's in the octagon. Kind of like Conor McGregor. But it's for different reasons, obviously. This is a short one, guys, but this fight goes back 3 minutes. Robert Whittaker should dominate. I'm willing to say dominate. So, I'm picking Robert Whittaker.